Hello, everybody. It is me, Martinez-Bateman. I am the CEO of New Coyote Consulting. We are an equity and communications consulting firm here in the Pacific Northwest. That means that we do things that help people communicate equitably and communicate about equity, etc., etc. For example, we have a training called Empathy for Managers, where we talk about how to access your empathy as a manager, while still having appropriate boundaries for the workplace and being productive and getting things done. It is Monday. That means it's the Monday update. It's raining hard outside, y'all. I can see it from my window. I also just got this sweater. I think it's going to be backwards on the video, but it says do no harm and take no shit. And I feel that hard. I told y'all on the Thursday update last week that I could feel myself burning out and that I needed to do something so that I'm working less hours, but obviously still showing up for the things that I need to show up for and getting things done around here. I then proceeded to take Friday off, basically, but that was just because we had a pet vet emergency, and while not ideal, the pet is fine. She's fine. And I'm very happy about that. She does have a medication she needs to be on from now on, and then she has another little thing that we need to go to a specialist for. But there is no dire news pet-wise in my world, which makes me very happy. But just having that day off to just focus on family and pets, things like that, it just was really, I'm not going to say nice because it was stressful, obviously. And also, it helped. I feel way less burnt out right now. I feel way more able to handle things that come up. We did have a really hard and stressful week last week. There were other things that happened in addition to the pet stuff that made it feel really like hard and scarce, and also we dealt with them. The solutions weren't great. They weren't my favorite thing. It was kind of hard. It kind of sucked. And also, we had solutions and we implemented those solutions and then they worked. And being able to do that for my household and my family just felt really good. It also felt good to be able to be like, okay, that's done. Even though the solutions weren't like giving us joy. It was nice to be able to check those boxes off. And when you're running a company, there are some things that get checked off every day, but there's a bunch of other things that don't ever get checked off. You always have to be able to have cash flow coming in. That's a sort of like endless a thing. And you can check off payrolls, of course, but it's just not the same as when you have a big thing in the household to be able to be like, okay, done. I also realized that my list making has focused on like really granular tasks, and perhaps it's time to redo my whiteboard, which is just over there, to have it have more of our sort of big goals as an organization on them, and have less of sort of like, right now what's on there is a copy of my business plan, which I want to keep up there. My business plan is only 1 page long. But also it's got some other like cute, inspiring things that friends have given me, but I think I want to put those to the edges and then use the whiteboard space to track our big goals so that I don't have this sense of inertia on me, that I have a sense of momentum, that I have a sense of like, it's not the same thing over and over again, because it's not. So that's my goal for this week, is to think more about how to communicate broad goals, and how to track those goals so that things don't feel like open-ended. That's the thing that drives me bonkers, is these open-ended things where it's like, well, make money and survive. Those aren't very like, okay, done, but also not, I don't feel like satisfied by achieving those two goals because they're not specific enough for me. That's going to be my big deal this week. I'm also doing more reaching out to people to ask them to send my stuff to whoever does hiring for trainers at their organization. So if you're a friend of mine, you may get a ping from me asking you to pass on, a link to my workshops page. I'll probably have an email with a link to a video clip that feels relevant to your org or relevant to stuff I know you might be working on. That's a big deal for this week. And yeah, so my intentions for this week are to focus on long-term goals and find a way to communicate those that don't feel overwhelming, but also help me feel like I have momentum. And then also look for more speaking opportunities. I've done 25 appearances so far this year, and I'd love to do, honestly, like probably about 25 more. I don't want to keep the same pace I've been going at since the beginning of the year. One of the reasons why I was doing so many appearances in the beginning of the year is because we didn't have other work. So once our client roster fills up, I just won't have that kind of availability again. But I really want to keep doing regular appearances. It's just training people really feeds my soul and makes me feel just really good about myself, and like I have a lot of energy, and it just brings me a ton of joy. So that's the big focus for this week. Put your intentions down below. Remember to have a lunch. See you later.